Has Zion Williamson just ruined his career? Man, y'all, let's get into this thing right now. What up, what up, what up? It's your boy JB coming right back at you. Welcome back to the channel, man. We had to jump on here real fast. Because, guys, has Zion Williamson ruined his career? And, guys, I got to tell you, man, when I got ready to do this video and I was writing my show notes, it's like everything I wrote down, I just scratched it out. Why? I ain't never been more disappointed with a superstar than I am in Zion Williamson. Can't keep his weight down. Can't keep his weight down. Getting caught up with this whole woman situation. And it's just like the craziest things keep happening to him. The craziest things keep happening to him. And it's just like the performance on the court never really took root. And when I started looking at Zion Williamson's career, y'all know the biggest thing about this is that nobody cared. And I realize right now Zion Williamson's career has been over. But now this latest allegation is going to be the nail in the coffin. And guys, and what do I mean by that? Zion Williamson, Jordan Brand, right? #1 pick, was supposed to be the next face of the league. And guys, Zion Williamson is the latest episode of somebody who had the world in their hand and fumbled it. Zion Williamson's career is irrelevant, which means it's over. What's crazy is, the sad part is everybody gave Zion more credit for being something that he never was. And that's what we're finding out. And just because you're good at basketball at a high level like that, at a level we've never seen, by the way, box office, guys, it doesn't mean you got a clue at life. And I think that's what lets me know that Zion Williamson's career is over. What sponsor's gonna want to touch him now? This is the latest allegation tied to a woman. The latest allegation tied to a woman, right? On top of being out of shape, on top of always being injured, right? On top of not realizing your potential, on top of not, winning a playoff series. What sponsor is going to want to touch you? Right? What sponsor is going to want to touch you? Zion Williamson has so many caveats in his contract. I don't see how New Orleans keeps him without cutting him and trying to get their money back or trying not to pay out his money. Then the question is, which team is going to take him? Guys, he's doing this in New Orleans. Can you imagine if he went to a New York Knicks or LA Lakers on a let's just say a veteran's minimum or something like that once he gets cut? Zion Williams, nobody's going to trust him. Man, when I look, guys, I haven't read the allegations. I'm not here to tell you what I really think of it. But the key of being a public figure is once your private stuff comes out, even if it's inaccurate, right? The problem is you got to deal with it. And my question is, who's going to take a chance on Zion Williamson? Can't stay healthy. Can't impact the team. Yeah, you can be a highlight reel sometime, right? Can't control your eating. Always overweight, right? Who's going to take a chance on him? So is his career over? Absolutely, his career is over, guys. Because Zion Williamson, I'm going to put it out there, I don't think Zion Williamson wanted to play basketball in the first place. Part of me was thinking, man, if he would have gone to the Knicks, if the Knicks would have gotten that first pick. Then I'm realizing Zion Williamson started hating basketball once basketball became a business. That's why Zion Williams doesn't have a discipline. Y'all got to understand, man. A lot of people learn these sports out of love, out of passion and all this kind of stuff. Now when logic kicks in, you rebel. Zion Williamson is rebelling against the structure. Zion knows he can't, if whatever the allegations are, even if there's an element of truth, Zion knows he can't do that with a woman, but he did it anyway. Because he's rebelling against the business of basketball. He doesn't want to play basketball if it's a business. Zion, the reason why we don't see Zion performing at at New Orleans Pelicans, like we saw at Duke and like we saw in high school and middle school of him, his highlights, it's a business now, and he never wanted to do it for business. Clearly, Zion Williamson was using basketball as a getaway. He wasn't using it as a profession. Zion Williamson, guys, I'm going to tell you the most disappointing thing as a black man, ain't nothing worse than seeing a black man with no game. I think that's what hurts me more. Don't get me wrong, guys. Allegations are serious. But the one thing every black man I've met has taken pride in is having some game when it come time to talking to the lady. What the hell Zion Williamson got going on, guys? Again, I hate to make it about race, but I ain't never seen a black man have less game than Zion Williamson. Out of all the things that's been leaked on him, I ain't never seen a guy have less game than Zion Williamson. That's really why I want his career to be over. All of y'all who go watch till the end, I know y'all didn't expect this. I want that man career to be over because he don't have no game off the court. Right? The allegations are serious, but when you look at some of these details that I'm like, somebody sat down and taught that man the game of basketball, but nobody sat down and taught that man the game of life. And especially the game of life when you communicate with the opposite sex. That's why I want his career to be over. Ain't no be out here embarrassing us, man, like that. I ain't never seen one black man that talked to women like that in private. I can't talk about white. I can't talk about Asian. I can't talk about no other race, but I can talk about black. I ain't never. Now, y'all can get down in the comment. Y'all might have some boys like that, but I ain't never had a black man that talk to women like that in public, in private. And what's getting out, guys? What's getting out? Zion Williamson. I ain't worried about the allegations. That's something they got to deal with privately. Once you become lame, the sponsors can't deal with you anyway because nobody wants to buy what you attach to because you're coming across as lame. I don't know anybody who communicates with the opposite sex like that. And more importantly, his career's over. Been over on the basketball court. But now it's over from an influential standpoint. I don't know no guy who gonna want to be associated with Zion Williams. We saw the previous case he had or the previous allegations he had. Now we seeing this. What guy want to put on some Zion Williamson shoes? What guy want to put on a Zion Williamson jersey? Here's what I think Zion Williamson gonna do though. If Zion Williamson is in the league, Zion Williamson will be participating in the dunk contest this year because he's gonna have to rehab his image. Because if he don't, the career is over. Y'all get down in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think, man. Is Jeff crazy or is Jeff on to something? If you hadn't already, mash that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell for notifications. And until next time, I'm gonna holler.